Welcome to the 213th Commencement Ceremony of University of Western States. I am Dr. Rosalia Messina, Executive Vice President and your Master of Ceremonies for this virtual event. While we cannot be here in person for this event, our graduates' achievements are no less impressive and their future is no less bright. This event will be remembered as one of celebration, marking the culmination of a significant journey and signifying new beginnings for our graduates. Graduates, you have been transformed into people who can succeed in your complex lives. You've also demonstrated that you can care for the needs of your patients, clients, and the community. You will soon transition into a new phase of your personal and professional life. Friends and family, thanks for supporting your loved ones for these past years while they have realized their aspirations. Their success is largely because of your care and support. And now, Dr. Amanda Armington, attending physician and clinical educator in the Doctor of Chiropractic program, will provide us with a salutation.
Hello, graduates, you made it to the end. Your coursework is nearly complete, yet you find yourself back at the beginning of an exciting career. Feelings of joy and inquiry are likely mixed with questions and uncertainties. You have the tools now to go forth and do good for your patients, your community, and your profession. Never stop learning from your work or for yourself. Morgan Harper Nichols said, "Hold on, don't be discouraged because of all you don't know yet. You have already come so far. Let a passion for lifelong learning and growing become a part of who you are."
Thank you, Dr. Armington. And now we will move forward with the commencement address. Our commencement speaker's accomplishments are too numerous and profound to adequately address in a brief introduction, but it is still my honor to provide a summary and to introduce Dr. Joseph Stiefel. Dr. Joseph Stiefel is the president of National University of Health Sciences in Lombard, Illinois. In addition to being president, Dr. Stiefel is an NUHS graduate where he received his doctor in chiropractic as well as his master in science and diagnostic imaging. Prior to attending NUHS, he taught high school music as well as worked as an engineering analyst and a biomedical engineer. When joining NUHS, he taught undergraduate physics for the College of Allied Health Sciences as well as radiology courses for the College of Professional Studies. When NUHS initiated a Doctor of Chiropractic program in the state of Florida, Dr. Stiefel was the first dean of that program in the Florida campus. While serving as dean, he earned an additional doctorate in higher education leadership. Dr. Stiefel was named president of NUHS in June 2013. Since that time, he has served on the board of the American Association of Presidents of Independent Colleges and Universities. He is also a fellow and life member of the International College of Chiropractors. Please join me in offering a warm welcome to Dr. Joseph Stiefel.
Thank you, Dr. Messina. Thank you, Dr. Brimhall. Thank you, members of the Board of Trustees. Thank you, faculty. Big congratulations to you, the faculty of University of Western States, for getting the graduates to realize their dreams and getting them to this point in their careers. Congratulations also go out to the many family, friends, brothers, sisters, husbands, daughters, loved ones who have supported the graduates throughout this entire time. I can assure you that you only understand just a small part of the struggle and difficulty that has brought them to this point, but they nonetheless absolutely appreciate your support. And finally, to the graduates of the University of Western States, congratulations to you. This is a fantastic institution, and I am very grateful to be part of your graduation ceremony. With that said, my job as a graduation speaker is to impart either wisdom or add on to the last little bit of your education, something perhaps inspiring. What's difficult about the University of Western States is that they've already done that so well. So my task today, I think, is to remind you of one of the very, very fundamental aspects of what you all are about to go out and do. That being said, I also want to give you full disclosure, because what you see here today is not at all real. We are, in fact, filming this in an alley behind a Starbucks by my house. I'm wearing a Star Wars New Hope t-shirt and a Baby Yoda trucker hat. But I'm told that the magic and the technical prowess of University of Western States will make this all look fantastic with the green screen behind me and CGI. So I'm looking forward to that. So in order to help you understand what I want to talk about today, we're going to go way back, maybe a decade or so, when I was the dean of our Florida campus. And I'm going to talk to you about an incredibly hard day at work. I'd had a really tough morning of meetings and so on and so forth, and it was almost noon. And I jumped into my car, and I was going to make the trip, the 4-mile trip from our health education campus way over to where my office was. And about halfway to my office, I was at an intersection. I happened to look over, and across the intersection, I saw a McDonald's. And I looked down at the clock, and I thought, you know what? If I can just get in there quickly, I can beat the rush traffic for lunch and get in there. And I know you're judging me for the McDonald's thing, but it was really a thing of convenience more than anything else. So I went into the drive-thru, and this was one of those kind of old school McDonald's where they have, the 2 lanes where you can actually order, and then they funnel you down into a single lane. And in fact, they only had 1 drive-thru window. So I go up to the square menu, I order my square piece of fish, and I get in line. And things were going great. I knew they were going great because every single one of us is born with this universal innate ability to understand how much time is appropriate at the drive-in window. And we were making fantastic progress. I was probably second or third in line, and it took no time at all for me to get up to that drive-thru window. Now, what I haven't told you yet is that aside from convenience, I don't often go to these drive-up windows, not just simply out of a nutritious need, but because at the time I drove an incredibly small car. I drove a little bitty Mercedes hardtop convertible. And this is not the nice, big, luxurious Mercedes convertible. This is the small SLK model. So navigating any sort of drive-up window at a fast food restaurant was not normally a convenient thing. So it's my turn. I go up to the window. I have made my order. I look up and I see a high school-aged hand poke out of the window attached to a high school-aged arm, and that's all I could see. I knew, in fact, that this was my cue, rolled down my window, wrestled my arm outside the window around the Ronald McDonald House donation box, and put in the high school-aged hand my card. At which point in time, the high school-aged hand attached to the high school-aged arm retracted through the double window, and I sat there patiently. I had an opportunity to look up into the rear view mirror, and I thought to myself, I have, in fact, timed this correctly. And a sense of pride kind of came over me, kind of washed over me, because I had, in fact, beat the rush hour traffic. And they were starting to queue up behind me. I saw the high school-age hand come out with the attached to the arm. I went out up against the side of the building and got around the Ronald McDonald House donation box and grabbed my card and brought it into the thing, and the hand again disappeared quickly into the window. I thought about what was happening behind the doors, and I was a bit in a rush, and to my surprise, quickly out from that high school-aged hand attached to that high school-aged arm was in fact my McDonald's order. Again, the window comes down, I'm around the Ronald McDonald House donation box, and I grab onto my McDonald's bag. And it's at that point in time that McDonald's had satisfied everything that they needed to do to complete the purchase, and therefore they were free of any responsibility of that interaction. But as I took hold of the bag and brought it towards me, the high school-age hand, of course, retracted quickly into the building. But at that very same time, the engine on my very small Mercedes hardtop convertible quit. And not quit like sputtered as if you were run out of gas. I'm talking about stop. Not as if I slipped off the clutch and you had the double lurch, that type of thing. I mean like a light switch. So I put my square fillet of fish in the passenger seat, and I grabbed onto the key as I started to get a little anxious. And I did what I think we all would do at that situation. I looked up in the rearview mirror and started to assess the situation, because I know that my universally accepted time in the drive-thru was soon coming to the close. I tried several times, but there was nothing. There was not a click, there was not a buzz, there was not a ding, there was a nothing. There was not even a light on in the dash. I, of course, began to panic. I assessed my situation in the cabin of the vehicle. I, of course, saw that I was too close to the building to open up the door to escape. I couldn't climb out the window because of the Ronald McDonald House donation box. I, of course, couldn't climb into the passenger seat because I couldn't navigate the center console and the extremely small roof line. And I knew, because I didn't have any electricity, that Mercedes-Benz hardtop convertible, in fact, would not retract. I was trapped. What would I do? It's at that point I saw the high school age head come out of the door with a high school age look, incredulous as why I was still there. I sort of poked my head out the window and I explained to the high school age head that I was in fact stuck and I couldn't get out of my car, and I realized that it was lunchtime, but I was stuck. I got the look to say, really? I had no answer to that, and the high school age head retracted quickly back into the window. I thought at that point in time, maybe if I looked at the side view mirror in a much smaller situation, the problem would seem much smaller, but it was in fact not any smaller, and I could feel the rage, the anger, the anxiety build of the people behind me, and I knew that they were reaching for their doors. What was I to do? It's at that point in time our hero made himself known. Our high school age hero walked out of the front of the building, and he came around to the side of my car, looked into the window as if he knew exactly what was going on. And I knew his plight, because I myself was a high school age person at one point in time with high school age problems, trying to make his way in a world of high school age wages. And to have to come out and push this idiot in his Mercedes out of the drive-thru was something I knew he wasn't looking forward to. Both hands were placed on the trunk of my car, and he, with Herculean effort, pushed me out into a parking space in the front of this McDonald's. I got out of the vehicle, and I couldn't thank our hero enough. Over and over, and I thanked him. He simply stood there, face drenched with sweat. He didn't roll a single eye. He didn't berate me. He didn't berate German engineering. He simply said to me as he walked away, "You're welcome." And that's what I want you all to remember. The fact that we all at one point in time have all these issues and all these problems. But you have decided at this university to put yourself in a position to help people for the rest of your lives. And there's going to come a point where you're going to have to help an idiot, figuratively, in a Mercedes-Benz convertible stuck in a McDonald's drive-thru at lunchtime. And you have to remember the very fundamental thing that I know that you already realize, that it's never about you. Despite all the issues that you have going on, despite being pulled off the fryer to go out and help someone in the drive-thru, it's hardly, if ever, about you. So I know that you won't remember my name in 10, 20 years. You certainly won't be able to spell it. You won't remember this graduation speech, but you will certainly someday be driving to work, and you'll most certainly drive by a fast food restaurant. And I hope you remember that despite what's happening at home, despite what's happening at work, you have decided to pick a profession where you can help so many people. And as they come in front of you, give them all your attention and all your knowledge that you've gained at this fine institution, and realize it's never about you, it's always about them. Congratulations, graduates. This institution is so proud of you. I know you'll go on to do great things. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Stiefel. And now I invite the president of the university, Dr. Joseph Brimhall, to provide a special presentation.
Conferring of the honorary degrees is a special designation of accomplishment that goes beyond the ordinary. It is awarded to an individual who stands out as a particularly dedicated to a cause, with achievement in significant areas of human endeavor and outstanding service to the university, the state, the nation, and humanity. The honorary degree we will confer today is the Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, awarded for exceptional service to the university and the community at large. The recipient of this degree receives a special diploma and academic hood with the University of Western States colors, and by tradition becomes a member of the 2020 graduating class. I'll now read the citation. Dr. Joseph Stiefel, as a visionary leader and innovative consensus builder, you have inspired excellence among your students and colleagues, created partnerships to advance the mission and vision of professional healthcare education, and have advanced the principles of integrated health and whole person well-being. You have steadfastly endeavored to ensure academic quality, institutional integrity, and clinical expertise. Your efforts to establish and maintain the highest educational standards have benefited thousands of learners and patients throughout the world. Your attainment of a Doctor of Chiropractic degree, a Master of Science degree in Diagnostic Imaging, and a Doctor of Education degree in Higher Educational Leadership have placed you to make outstanding contributions to the fields of first professional healthcare education. For your unwavering devotion to leadership, teaching, learning, and serving others, and for your consistent dedication to the principles of integrated patient-centered healthcare, University of Western States is proud to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. Dr. Joseph Stiefel, will you please step forward to accept your honorary degree? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brimhall and Dr. Stiefel. It is now my pleasure to invite the student speaker for the class of 2020 to present the student address.
Hi there. I am Marlo Macai Schneider, and I'm one of the many graduates today attempting to celebrate entry into an exciting new career from the confines of my own home. This past year, we as a global community hit all sorts of records we had no desire to achieve, and added many words to our collective vocabulary that we would happily do without. No person is left untouched by the frustration, fear, and exhaustion of 2020. But challenges are opportunities to embrace creative solutions, and we are a particularly well-prepared group of people to rise to meet these challenges. In fact, we've been training for this our entire grad school career. It just might take a little inventiveness to see how the skills can be applied. Let me give you a few examples. The first 3 quarters made us experts in FaceTime and long-distance communication.
Hi, Mom. How you doing? Hey, Dad. What's up? Me again. Grandpa, hi!
How to meet failure with a close but not quite attitude and try again. And all of our cervical pillow drills showed us the importance of precision and speed. Now, the middle quarters were tough, but they were an excellent training ground for the challenges of self-isolation. We took up new artistic pursuits, talked ourselves into and out of self-diagnoses.
My eye keeps twitching. Do you think it could be an autoimmune disease?
Isn't that your 6th cup of coffee today?
And maybe even learned a few TikTok dances accidentally.
C5, C6, C7, 3, 5, 1.
And finally, we arrived at clinic. It's here in the last few quarters of our education that I believe our greatest growth yet, both personally and professionally, occurred. It quickly became clear that real patients never seem to read the textbook and follow the classic signs and symptoms of their condition. Each patient requires creative problem solving and perseverance from us, skills which are essential to rising to all the challenges we will face in life. As we collect the degrees today that give us new titles of respect and high standing, we must never forget that we have actually been called to a profession of servitude. For the good of the patient, we must always be committed to growth and learning and putting the needs of others before our personal wants. It's a daunting task to take on, but the people that helped you tackle the momentous challenge of your education will be a key part of continuing to tackle the challenges of the future. Lean on your community of peers. Learn from the wisdom of those who have gone before us, and never stop asking the question, am I doing the best that I can? Our thanks go to the professors and clinicians who mentored us, to each of the administrators and support staff who guided our education, to the friends and family who became our counselors and amateur therapists, whether they wanted to or not, and to each of our classmates for sharing the burden of some of the most challenging years of our lives. I am truly excited to see what lies ahead of us and to share in all the trials and the joys we will face in the years to come. Congratulations, class of 2020.
And now, Dr. Ron Rogers, Chair of the UWS Board of Trustees, will share greetings from the board.
Graduates, I bring you greetings from the UWS Board of Trustees on this special day. Your specific choice in pursuing a degree from this institution reveals that you have deliberately chosen for yourself a career in service. I'd like to share with you a quote on service from David Litt. David says, "If you devote yourself to yourself, if your heart strives above all else for fame or money or power or even happiness, you're making a bad choice. Choose service instead, not because the world needs you, it probably doesn't. The world will be fine, and if it won't be fine, you alone can't fix it. Choose service because there's nothing more insufferable than a talented, driven person who is also completely self-obsessed. Those people spend their lives trying to fill a hole and only digging it deeper. Anyone can be successful. Only service can make you realize how insignificant and yet how truly meaningful your time on earth can be. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor to congratulate you on this milestone and to welcome you to a life of rewarding service. May your time on earth be truly meaningful. Graduates, serve well.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers. And now I invite the President of the Faculty Senate, Brent Marshall, to offer greetings from the faculty.
Greetings to all those joining us, especially to the graduates, their families, and loved ones. On behalf of the faculty of the University of Western States, it is my honor to offer congratulations to those that are graduating today. 2020 has been a year of challenge, uncertainty, stress, fear, and countless other emotions. I would like to offer another word for you to remember, indefatigable, meaning briefly, being incapable of being fatigued. Perhaps what you're now thinking is that you have existed in a state of perpetual exhaustion while striving to complete your academic journey. However, the fact that you're here in this moment, celebrating your achievements today, is testament for your ability to never fully tire, to persist through continued effort, through sweat, grit, and even tears. Let the same determination and strength you have relied upon to get to this moment be the same strength that you impart to those whom you have been called to treat and serve. May you be indefatigable in your efforts to ease the burden of disease, injury, and illness. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall. I invite Dr. Dana Sims, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to present the degree candidates.
I now present the candidates for the Master of Science degree in Human Nutrition and Functional Medicine. Caitlin McQuain Abbott, Laura Allen, Amanda K. Andrus, Lori Armstrong, Janny Ashbaker, Andrea Ballantine, Lynette Tricia Ann Barker, Sarah Bartell, Heather Lalies Beatty. Amanda Brown. Cody Brown. Julie Elizabeth Brooks. Kelsey Butler. Janelle Carlson. Lori Chang. Sarah Chozik. Miranda Elise Cotto. Josette Curtis. Ryan Diaz. Mariah Erdman. Maria L. Fournay. Taylor A. Groff. Carrie Hadrill. Michelle Harden. Emma Lee Harvey. Caitlin Holmes. Lorena Iqbal. Teresa Jackson. Murvat Kador. Seema Kaganas. Lindsay King. Lynn Kern. Evelyn Lambrecht. KK Lee Lineweaver. Jacqueline Lombari. Kayla Mancuso. Ashley Moreska. Nicole Masnek. Laura Menifee. Tasha Metcalf. Melissa Brooke Mullen. Sarah Murphy. Catherine Nishida. Giovanni Battista Nuska. Michelle Esquivel Orozco. Shayna Nicole Painter. Amy Paolinelli. Eiler Pormogadam. Rebecca Popowitz. Bernadette Prue. Rise Rafferty. Kathleen Reel. David Rivas. Danielle Rodriguez. Tiffany Hall Romine. Andrea M. Rope. Jason Rowell. May Bernadette P. Sabili. Christina Sampson. Alyssa Segerston. Neeti Shah. Deborah F. Simpson. Michelle Sermons. Melanie Lynn Slivka. Deborah M. Sobel. Janelle Lara Sweeney. Kathleen Tabb. Francesca H. Vermillion. Hannah Wright. Rebecca Zakvia. I now present the candidates for the Master of Science degree in Sports Medicine. Kevin Valdemoro Camacho. I now present the candidates for the Master of Science degree in Clinical Mental Health Counseling. Justin McKissick. I now present the candidates for the Master of Science degree in Sport and Performance Psychology. Paige Bryson. Stacy Counterman. Angela Locke. Alan Matsumoto. Amanda Nystrom. Kelly Castle. Noah Oscar Sachs. I now present the candidates for the Doctor of Education degree in Sport and Performance Psychology. Lori Andre Van Lith, Alexis Custard Mobley, Blaise Easton Fayel, Fernando Garcia III, Heather D. Glenn, Matthew Reed Hood, Brendan C. Meany, Danielle Patrick Wade, Jason Rich, Kimberly Joy Utrecht, Rachel Webb, Austin Gabriel Weeks, Yumbi Q. Vivian. I now present the candidates for the Doctor of Chiropractic degree. Matthew Akers, Eric John Anders, Brendan Androsoff, Emily May Angiano, Joseph Sebastian Azevedo, Alyssa Balducci, Yuval Barak, Tina Bartel Nickel, Robert Blake, Alana Blumhagen, Molly Bond, Eric Borsheim, Thor Bostrom, Brianne Briggs, Noel E. Brown, Justin Bird, Ryan Raquel Castro, Simran Chana, Logan Chavez, Harman Singh Combo, Tyler Wayne Crawford, Jeff Crockett, Gabriel Deal, Jacqueline Carolina Depute, Ashley Elaine Dewick, Sammy Ebner, Jolene Edens, Robin Reese Edens, Cameron Fagan, Trey Farber, Jess Fong, Travis Fontaine, Beck Forsland, Charles Fradella, Lucas Gatti, Michael Graff, Madison Grawn, Trent Gray, Jacob Grimm, Curtis Gribba, Brianna Harrisamiak, Joseph Ha, Polly Heisel, Bryce Hindi, Lauren Hirschhorn, Daniel Hodgson, McKenna Hofer, Grace Josephine Wang, Robert Jackson, Taylor Jakula, Dan Kemper, Mati Kambabazata, Nicole Klein, Joshua King Konu, Allison Lavoie, Shanae L. Lawson, Teresa Lee, Amanda Leon, Sherma Labatik, Cassandra Denise Moreland, Tanner Muth, Logan Northcott, Michaela Oler, Jonathan Jeffrey Olson, Jason Ori, Lucas Payne, Romeo Danger Perfecto, Kaylee Shea Peters, Becca Joanne Peterson, Matthew Pabahushi, Maxim Pauiada, James Kenneth Pryor, Benjamin E. Pupo, Rhea Putnam, Alyssa Quintos, Tyler Morgan Reisdorf, David Aaron Richens, Robert Cody Rondo, Jesse Rosenbaum, Nicholas Russell, Harmeet Sandhu, Sierra Satchel, Alex Sattar, Marlo Macai Schneider, Sarah Schreiner, Kobe Schechter, Derek Shellman, Nisreen Hassan Shliwet, Ravi Sidhu, Braden Sims, Jessica Singh, Logan R. Smith, Tanbir Suer, Justin Suvanlassi, Kirsten Sparley, Evan Steinke, Nazar Stetchuk, Sienna Leanne Struthers, Lori Taskanen, Hunter Lee Tadlock, Emily Haltmeyer Todd, Morgan Van Vliet, Sarah Marie Vanzelo, Gloria Venizale, Kurt Whitney, Kyle Wilson, Daniel Dange Wolf, Jason Wong, Jacqueline York, Laura Zalea,
And now Dr. Brimhall will confer the degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the University of Western States and the State of Oregon, I hereby confer upon you the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Master of Science, Doctor of Education, and Doctor of Chiropractic, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities hereto. At this time, I invite all graduates to move your tassels from the right to the left. Graduates, please take a moment now to acknowledge your family and friends, to thank them for their support. Now I invite all graduates of the University of Western States to read along with me to affirm the University of Western States oath. I take this oath as a graduate of University of Western States. I will respect the dignity and protect the confidences of those I serve. I will uphold the highest professional, ethical, and moral standards in all of my actions. I dedicate myself to the promotion of health, the prevention of illness, and the alleviation of suffering. I will collaborate with other healthcare professionals to promote health and wellness. I will continue learning throughout my life so that I may provide for the good of those I serve. I commit to myself to caring for others, regardless of their means, with compassion, honesty, and integrity. May these principles guide, strengthen, and inspire me. So help me God. Members of the audience, friends, and family at home, please join me in congratulating our newest class of University of Western States graduates. It has been said that we are facing uncertain times. Actually, life itself is always uncertain to one degree or another. We never really know for sure what lies ahead. As Pema Chodron says, nothing ever sums itself up in the way that we like to dream about. While we usually have no control over the circumstances we encounter, we do have control over how we respond and what we choose to value in our lives. In my life, I've found that happiness comes from living a life of compassion for others. Every person we meet presents an opportunity to practice kindness. We take care of each other because we are all one. We exist in an interconnected cosmos. Therefore, we are each our own part of the same large whole. While we each have unique talents and features, we are cut from the same cloth. Graduates, today we have celebrated and recognized your magnificent accomplishment of completing your course of study and earning a degree. As you go forth and forge your journey in the world, I invite you to place your highest value on caring for those people you meet. Best wishes and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Brimhall. I now invite Dr. Daniel Redwood, Director of the Human Nutrition and Functional Medicine Program, to provide closing remarks.
In this most challenging of times that we all now find ourselves in, I offer in closing words from two of the great thinkers of the early 20th century who faced very challenging times of their own. First, from the German poet Rilke, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in you, and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms or like books written in a very foreign tongue. Do not seek the answers which cannot yet be given to you, because you would not be able to live them." And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now, and perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live on some distant day into the answer. And now from Albert Einstein. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Graduates, may the force be with you.
Thank you, Dr. Redwood. And thank you to the staff and students who helped organize this fine event. A special thanks to Celtic Muse for providing the music for this ceremony. Thank you so much for joining us. And here's wishing you a congratulations and a wonderful journey ahead.